Okay, guys, I'm here for my next review in the SummerSlam review series. This is SummerSlam 2005, which I believe is the 18th SummerSlam, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong, but I think it's the 18th SummerSlam, or something. It took place August the 21st, 2005 from the MCI Center in Washington, D.C. There are 8 matches on this card, so we have 40 total stars. Our opening contest, WWE United States Championship match, Lando Jordan versus Chris Benoit in a 25-second blink or you miss it match. Yeah, this is a 25-second squash match that consists of a German suplex and a crossface from Chris Benoit that makes Lando Jordan tap out. The crowd ate this up and the crowd loved it, so I gave this 1 star just due to crowd reaction. Normally, though, I would not rate a squash match. But it did kind of fit with some stuff. It made Benoit look really strong. And after this, Lando Jordan promptly went back to doing nothing. So much for Lando Jordan. So the next match, Matt Hardy versus Edge. This is the thing of the Matt Hardy, Edge, and Lita love triangle that Matt Hardy himself made note of. Because there was an episode of Bite This where Lita was on Bite This. Matt Hardy called in to complain about the fact that while he was injured, Edge and Lita started having an affair. Can I just say that maybe Matt should have just done the professional thing and done this in private and worked this out in private? But WWE turned it into a storyline. And this is not a wrestling match. It's a straight-up fight. I think there are no wrestling moves in this match at all. It's just punches, kicks. It's a straight-up proverbial fight. Eventually, Matt's going for 10 punches in the corner. Edge pushes him off. Matt hits the ring post, tumbles to the floor, gets busted open. And eventually, the ref stops the match due to excessive blood loss, so Edge gets the win. Matt and Edge this was probably the most high-profile thing Matt Hardy did in his entire WWE career, which is sad, but that's probably what it is. This is also probably what helped make Edge that Ultimate Opportunist character. Money in the Bank plus this helped Edge really establish that Money in the Bank character, and it really helped Lita do something different with her heel character. Yeah. 1 star, because it does what it needed to be. This should not have been a wrestling match. This should have just been a straight-up fight. So then we get, oh boy, this. So then we get the ladder match for custody of Dominick. Yes, you heard that right. In the year 2005, the WWE did an angle where there's a ladder match for custody of an 8-year-old little boy. See, wrestling storylines are all about suspending your disbelief at what makes them work. Well, when you live in the real world, this is a storyline you cannot suspend your disbelief on because you know, living in the real world, that this is utter stupidity. Okay, the entire concept of this match is between Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero, by the way. This is relying on the fact that WWE thinks its fans are so stupid and that they believe that a court of law would allow custody of a child to be determined by climbing a ladder and grabbing a briefcase. Yeah, I don't like this. I do not like this stipulation. I do not like this storyline for 2 reasons. Number 1, as I said, it's unbelievable in the entire real world concept, and, you know, and if you're going to do a real world type of storyline, make it to where there's actually something real life element in it. Okay, like Eddie Guerrero takes Ray to court to get custody. That's more believable because that's how this thing works in the real world that we all live in. And two, why is Rey Mysterio not upset that his wife slept with Eddie Guerrero to conceive this kid? Now, they never said if this was when Rey and his wife were married or before, but it would have been nice for an explanation. But if it was while they were married, I'd love to know why they didn't have Rey Mysterio be angry about his wife sleeping with Eddie Guerrero, but that is an entirely different subject. There's flashes of a good ladder match here, and quite frankly, if it wasn't for the stipulation, I would give this 4 stars. But because of the stipulation and the storyline behind this match, I can't do that. I'm taking a 1.5 stars off because of how dumb this storyline and this whole match is. This should have been a straight-up match without custody of Dominick or anything like that. In fact, you could have done it to where the loser left SmackDown. There you go. You get Rey and Eddie to ultimately have a blow-off match here without involving the custody of an 8-year-old kid, which is beyond stupid. In a company that has greenlit a lot of stupid stuff, this and the Katie Vick thing are the only 2 storylines that have ever bugged me in the WWE. They're the only 2 storylines that I actually do despise. Because I understand that, you know, pushing the envelope is needed sometimes in a pro wrestling business. Doing something in a real life context for a storyline is. But in the Katie Vick thing, which I do never want to talk about, but if I ever review No Mercy 02, I'll have to. And this is just, should not ever be on TV. This is a subject matter should never be on TV. And this is just a stupid angle. So 2.5 stars. Admit there's flashes of a good ladder match here, but again, the finish comes when Vicky stops Eddie from stopping Ray from getting the custody papers. So yeah, 2.5 stars and that is solely because this storyline and angle is stupid. So then we get Eugene versus Kurt Angle. Eugene, as I said before, Nick Dinsmore was, you know, he was a fine talent. Until they stuck this gimmick on him, and he never would have been anything as Eugene character. Let's be honest. I said that in the last review. The Eugene character was never going to be anything. He was never going to be taken seriously. He was just going to be basically a gimmick character for comedy purposes because of what his gimmick was. That's nothing against Nick Dinsmore. That's just the truth. So, this is a match for Kurt Angle's gold medal that Eugene had won a couple weeks ago on, about a month ago on Raw, during the Kurt Angle Invitational, which, point of trivia, was also the first time the WWE saw Matt Striker. As he was the one who came the closest before Eugene took the medal. Matt Striker lasted, I believe, to the last 30 seconds of the time limit or something. Could be wrong. I don't remember too much about that, but I know that Matt Striker showed up during the Angle Invitational that year. Eugene gets enough offense into where it's not a squash, but it's pretty much Angle dominating most of the match. Wins with an Angle slam. Gets the, and for some reason, Eugene has Christy Hemme with him. Okay. And then, after winning, Angle forces the referee to reenact his 96 gold medal ceremony. That's nice. 1.5 stars. See the problem with this show so far? So then we get the rematch from WrestleMania 21. Undertaker versus Randy Orton. Their match from WrestleMania 21 is better as it has a very good spot in it. The biggest highlight of this match, even though it's a 3-star match, is the series of Tombstone Power Driver reversals. and all that. Eventually, a fan comes into the ring, which distracts The Undertaker, which allows Orton to hit the RKO and get the win. It's later revealed that that fan was Cowboy Bob Orton, which for a while did both the Ortons were feuding with The Undertaker, pretty much through the end of the year. The feud would end at Armageddon that year. So then we get the WWE Championship match. Orton Undertaker, I didn't say, 3 stars. So then we get the WWE Championship match, John Cena versus Chris Jericho. This is Chris Jericho's final pay-per-view till December of 2007. So, in nearly 2 years, this is the last time that this was Chris Jericho's final pay-per-view in the WWE for over 2 years, because he took 2 years away from the company. And honestly, I think it's the best match on this show. And it's a 3.5 star match, so it's actually good. It's one of John Cena's better early title defense matches. This is before the majority of the crowd turned on him, but he did have some people that had defected from him. But not like it is today. And as I've said, that's not Cena's fault. That's the WWE's fault for basically the fact that Cena's the same character he's been for 10 years can get kind of boring, and that's not really Cena's fault. I mean, part of it is because of the character aspect, but booking-wise it's the WWE. Character-wise is his, but booking-wise it's WWE, and I'm not, the finish comes with this where Cena goes for like some tilt-a-whirl thing that he turns into the Attitude Adjustment, which I know was not called the Attitude Adjustment at this time, but it pretty much is now, so I'm just doing it for the sake of what it's called now. I know it wasn't called that at this time. I'm very well aware of what it was called, which is kind of ironic, seeing as how John Cena was always marketed primarily to a kid audience, even here. And if you know what this move was called, you'd wonder why he was a kid-friendly character. 3.5 stars. Cena won. So then we get a no-holds-barred match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Batista versus JBL, and what is the worst match on this card for a no-holds-barred match that goes under 10 minutes? This is basically a generic hardcore match with weapon shots and all that. There's a Batista bomb, and the finish comes with a Batista bomb on the stairs. That's pretty much it. And then the 3 count happens. So, yeah. It's a half-a star match with Batista winning. So then we get the match this whole show was built around. Hulk Hogan versus Shawn Michaels. Legend versus Icon. Interesting point of note here. Shawn Michaels, and the original plan for this match was for it to be a face-face match Hogan would not do it unless it was face heel. So Shawn Michaels, WWE, against Michaels' wishes, made Michaels heel for this rivalry. So for this match, so Hogan would do it. It was also supposed to be a series of multiple matches in which Shawn Michaels would at least pick up 1 win over Hogan. But Hogan cited back issues and would not agree to any more matches. So Shawn Michaels, and this is basically what hurts the match, basically decides to oversell everything. Oh yes, he oversells all of Hogan's offense. Everything Hogan does, Michaels oversells. Now don't get me wrong, Michaels did some good stuff during this forced heel run that he never wanted during this feud. Including that Larry King bit and some of that. But this match would have worked as a face-face. Michael still got cheered by the DC crowd, so it's just one of those things that Hogan, I guess, did not understand that you could make a face-face match work, especially since when Michaels, the whole point behind this match, which Michaels, after he loses, says this, was basically just to see if Shawn Michaels could beat Hulk Hogan. Okay, that works. That's a face-face thing that works without you needing to do too much story stuff to it. It can work as a respect situation, or you just need to know if you can beat somebody. So, Michaels overselling Hurts this match. It's a 2.5 star match. Hogan hits a big boot that Michaels oversells to the moon, and then Hogan hits the leg drop for the win, and then Shawn does a handshake, which turns him face, which he always wanted to be. So, 2.5 stars. So, okay match, average. So, out of 40 total stars, this show gets a 15.5, which is a C-. So, this will be in the SummerSlam Review Series playlist. The next one is SummerSlam 2006, which I will have uploaded probably tomorrow, along with my Dino Charge review for episode 10. So if you like the video, like button is down there, subscribe button is down there, and thank you for watching. Bye.